At the beginning of the story, we are shown a bank cashier named Sebastian, who is sitting in front of his laptop making a video. In those video, he tells a story about a man who makes lockers. 4 of the most complicated lockers in the world were made, but he imprisoned himself in one locker. Everyone believed that he was killed. That's why this locker was washed underwater. But 3 lockers are still in this world today. But they say no one knows anything. But it turns out that Sebastian makes videos for YouTube. After that, Sebastian goes to the bank, where he is met by a lady who is angry with him because her check, he doesn't get it, and then Sebastian sees a news on TV, in which it is being told that there has been an attack by zombies. Sebastian sees that the lady standing in front of him who was asking him for the check is also a zombie, so he immediately gives her the check. Gives Sebastian a comment on his latest video that he uploaded to YouTube that says, "If you want to show your talent, go to the given address." Sebastian reaches the place, but there are many peoples. Actually, there is a locker opening competition going on, and Sebastian is also asked to participate in it because the last video he posted on YouTube was about opening a locker. In a bank, he is also a cashier, so it works for him, and there are a lot of people who bet on him. There are 8 participants who start opening their own lockers. Sebastian comes 4th, now there are 4 middles, then 2 out of 4 are chosen, in which Sebastian is 1, and now comes the final round, in which Sebastian and the competitor next to him has to open a very complicated locker, and they only have 180 seconds to do. So as soon as the timer starts, Sebastian's other competitor starts opening the locker, so Sebastian does nothing. Just keeps looking at the locker, and when only 30 seconds are left, he touches the locker and feels it, and then he opens the locker in one go to everyone's surprise. Sebastian somehow wins the competition, where Sebastian also sees a girl named Gwendolyn. It is a jewel thief. Sebastian attracted to Gwendolyn as soon as he sees him, and the next day when Sebastian is in a restaurant, Gwendolyn comes to meet him, and she tells him that I am the girl who invited you there by commenting on your channel. I am a jewel thief, and the police of many countries are after me, and now we want to do a big heist in which we have to open 3 big safes. There is a lot of money inside. These 3 safes are the ones mentioned at the beginning of the story. She tells Sebastian to think about it and tell me. After that, Sebastian goes home. Sebastian has always wanted to open these safes, and he decides that he will support Gwendolyn. The next day, he goes to meet Gwendolyn. Apart from Sebastian and Gwendolyn, there are 3 other people who are part of his team, and now they all arrive in Paris to open the locker which is inside a bank near the bridge. According to the plan, Sebastian is first sent inside the bank and he hide in the washroom, and now Gwendolyn comes in who has a lot of stuff. She gracefully takes the keys from the security to get the stuff, then she goes inside the bank. She arrives at the same bank where she already has a locker. The bank employee leads her to her locker and she herself goes away. Gwendolyn then goes to Sebastian and takes him to the place. Where is the safe that Sebastian has to open? Sebastian is very excited to see this safe because he always wanted to open it. He plays music and opens the first lock of the safe with great effort, but now he has to open 2 more locks. Sebastian opens them calmly and opens the door of the safe. There is a lot of money inside. They keep all the money inside the bags and leave the bank very comfortably because the rest of their accomplices are distracting the bank employees, and thus their first robbery is successful, and now they leave for Prague. The second locker is in Prague, but the police come to know about their theft because the police have seen Gwendolyn in the CCTV camera, who is an international thief. The policeman tells his colleagues that 5 years ago I was going to catch him, but they would slip out of my hands, but this time I won't let them go. They stole from the first locker, which means they will be stolen from the second locker, which is in Prague. And the policeman also takes his team to Prague, and his whole team has also reached Prague, but in Prague. It is not so easy to rob the bank because the security here is very advanced, but his partner Karina has hacked the entire bank system. She creates Sebastian's fake ID, which allows him to enter the bank, where he goes inside a door where he can reach the safe, but there is an iron gate in front of him. His partner Karina says, "Just wiggle your finger to make people feel like you are in the room opening the lock," and when he does so, Karina unlocks it with her system. But now the security is set on Sebastian. Because he didn't come out of the door from which he entered, even after a long time, Sebastian goes into the elevator, where he meets Gwendolyn, and both of them run towards the locker, and as soon as they lift the door, it opens, and there are guards in front. Gwendolyn is a very good fighter. She knocks the guards unconscious, but by now the bank security has figured out that the door that Karina hacked was not opened with a key. That's why the security of the bank locks all the doors of the bank. When Karina finds out, she sends her 5th colleague named Brad to help them. Actually, Brad is also Gwendolyn's boyfriend. Brad takes all the employees at gunpoint to distract them, and give Sebastian and Gwendolyn time. There, the police officer is shown outside the bank, and when Gwendolyn doesn't show up with her 70s for a long time, he becomes nervous and starts to enter the bank. The security police officers tells him that the safe you are talking about has been shifted from this bank to another bank a week ago, meaning the bank the policeman is outside of is not that bank Sebastian and Gwendolyn are robbing, it's another bank. Sebastian and Gwendolyn are shown reaching the safe. Sebastian makes a mistake trying to open the safe. He tells Gwendolyn that if he makes a mistake now, it will never open. But Sebastian opens the lock and opens the door of the locker, which has many dollars in it, and fills all the dollars in the bags. And when Brad realizes that the job is done, he starts to leave the bank, but he is approached by security who shoots him in the shoulder. Brad somehow escapes the window and gets back into the car. After Brad walks out, everyone inside the bank rushes out for their lives because everyone is scared, and Gwendolyn and Sebastian also take the opportunity to take the bags from the bank. When they leave, they are walking behind their car. Brad grabs Gwendolyn's hand and pulls her into his car. Then he grabs Sebastian's hand, and he is about to pull her into the car as he realizes Sebastian happens to like Gwendolyn and can take Gwendolyn away from him. That's why he lets go of his hand, which makes Sebastian fall on the street to the surprise of all his colleagues, while Sebastian runs for his life from the police, who are also chasing him. But he somehow escapes. He manages to get away. Inside the car, Gwendolyn asks her boyfriend Brad, "Why did you do that?" Brad says, "We have a lot of money. We don't need to steal the third locker, so we don't need Sebastian." No, Gwendolyn says she's not doing it all for the money, and then she gets out of the car along with Karina, meaning they've both left Brad. Brad gets out of here. It is there that Sebastian is shown to see when he arrives at his house at night. Seeing that Gwendolyn and Karina are there, Sebastian is very angry. Sebastian asks them to leave. Gwendolyn tells him that our friend Brad was stealing for money, but we are not stealing for money. We want to write our name in history. That is why it is very important for us to break the third locker and rob it. After hearing this, Sebastian agrees. He says that I also want to open this locker, and now once again moving towards the third locker, then the same police officer sees Sebastian's YouTube channel. Here he sees Gwendolyn's comment and knows that this is his fifth partner, but he has no criminal record. But through this boy, Sebastian, he wants to capture the mastermind of the entire plane. There, Sebastian and his companions are shown that they have arrived in Switzerland to rob the third locker. This locker takes place in a club in Switzerland. The police officer has reached here with his team. He is keeping an eye on the whole place with the help of cameras and radio. While watching the whole place, he hears Karina's voice telling her colleagues that we will enter the club at 5 o'clock to rob the locker. After hearing this, the policeman goes inside the club and tells the manager that someone will try to steal money from your locker. The manager says that we know that you called us a few hours ago. In fact, 8 hours ago, Gwendolyn called the manager and told him. That's why the manager decided that she will shift the locker from here to another branch. She called the security to shift the locker. But instead of the security, there were Gwendolyn and Sebastian who took the locker with them from here, had left, and now it's with Sebastian and Gwendolyn, and the cop wants to get it back at any cost. Brad and his partner are shown there, means Gwendolyn's two other partners also come out of the club, because they want to get their share of all the money in this locker at any cost. Karina sees in her sight item that Brad is heading towards the Gwendolyn, so she goes to stop him, but then the police show up. But before the police arrest him, they text Gwendolyn that Brad is heading towards you. And then she drops her phone and kicks it, causing the phone to fall under the car and get damaged. The cop grabs Karina and asks where the locker is. "Give me Gwendolyn's address." She doesn't want to say anything, but the police officer's friend says that we will always take care of your brother. She understands that they know about my brother. Actually, Karina has a younger brother whom she loves very much, and if she goes to jail, when she goes, there is no one in this world to take care of her brother. So she convinces the police inspector to take her to Gwendolyn, where Gwendolyn is shown driving the truck, and behind is the locker that Sebastian opens. But it is not so easy to open it because it has 7 locks. While there were only 3 locks in the first locker, Sebastian has a lot of problems due to the car moving. But he opens 6 locks one by one, and before he opens the 7th lock, a turns comes, which worsens his balance. Goes and Sebastian hangs by the door and somehow manages to open the 7th lock. That is, they also open the 3rd safe, which no one in this world has ever been able to open. This is a history. After opening the safes, they are now very conscious. They stuff all the money inside the bags, and before they leave, here comes Brad, who takes them at gunpoint. Brad wants the part, but Gwendolyn flatly refuses, which angers Brad, who hates Sebastian before. That's why he shoots at her, but there is no bullet in his gun. Then Gwendolyn pulls out her gun and points it at him and says that I never trusted you, that's why I never put bullets in your gun. After that, she ties Brad and his partner to the truck, takes the money, and leaves in their car. After they leave, Karina also brings the police officer to the truck. The police officer arrests Brad and his accomplices. Gwendolyn and Sebastian are shown getting out of the boat when a police officer arrives and points a gun at both of them. Gwendolyn also points a gun at him. She tempts him with money, but the police officer refuses his offer. He tells Gwendolyn that I've been trying to catch you for the last 5 years. That's the purpose of my life. Gwendolyn realizes that the police officer won't listen to her, so she makes a deal with him. She says Sebastian is innocent. Let him go. I am ready to give myself to you. The police officer agrees, but Sebastian doesn't want to leave him. But Gwendolyn says, I will go straight after I get out of jail. I'll come to you, and we'll also find and open the 4th locker that's been submerged in the water forever. Sebastian leaves here on a boat, hoping to meet Gwendolyn again. After some time has passed, Sebastian is shown in California where he has his own job making lockers. Then a couple comes to him and shows him a map of a safe and asks if you can open the safe. Sebastian is very happy to see the map of the locker because this is the 4th safe that he always wanted to open, which was lost somewhere in the water, and this is where this movie ends. I hope you will like this story very much.